Hello everyone, welcome to The Cool Factor. This is Mike and welcome to the first episode of the coolest MOCs. That's a cool name, I guess. Anyway, I've been browsing LEGO community for pretty much months and years. I've been doing this in the past, and I've always wanted to come back to this showcase of LEGO MOCs. So here we are. You are honored, I hope, to be in the first episode of the coolest MOCs. We have some awesome creations to talk about. Without further ado, let's jump into the coolest MOCs at the Cool Factor. And starting off this episode, we have Mad Lego Man with his creation Abby Norma Jan. Jan, that's a cute name for a big major dragon. What we have here is a Lego Dots creation, or whatever that is. Awesome tail building, but look at those. The amount of 1x1 studs, 1x1 tails is astonishing. Really cool design for the legs, and basically I think it's sort of like a T-Rex with this prehistoric face of it. The build for the eye is pretty darn amazing, and I think that might be the best use for Lego colorful dots I've ever seen. I like the transparent lightsaber pieces to make up his spine of sorts, and you know, you can actually pet this guy if you think about it long. That would be a very fast pet. But at least you're gonna achieve some, you know, probably unlock some achievement by doing that. He also did a really cool thing on top of that with, I think, the lab that this thing originated from. That is a Wendy's. At first look, I love the use of the Powerpuff Girls minifigure in the logo, and you know, the first floor is sort of like your usual fast food restaurant. But wait, there's in terms of in case of having a slushy machine, we have a green monster machine with tentacles and such. There's a bunch of Vikings kind of trying to, I don't know what to do with that, but it's pretty awesome scene. There's a toilet on fire. You gotta check your toilet, guys. I think it's taking fire. We have Bowser on the second level. That's pretty amazing. Why is my screen doing this? It's kind of weird. Bowser is there with, oh look, there's our genie, like in the back. He's actually in this massive tank of containment is in the back. There's a Viking dock in there. There's a bunch of things as sort of like an alien with a really cool design for it as well. And on the lower end, I think there's some sort of like a nuclear reactor to power all things. It's on fire, by the way. Your nuclear reactor is on fire, so please don't really make it a disaster. Thank you. And there is a garage on the side with an actual really cool lift and all the things that the Viking team of scientists kind of needs. I really like this one, and there's so many good things to it, so congratulations on that build. I really enjoy it. And by the way, there is a whole lot of a backstory that you can read through. It's kind of funny. This guy has talent not only for building but also for writing. Next up, we have Thomas Jenkins, a well-known designer in the community. He made himself a Rebel transport, which is an upgraded version of the U-Wing, basically. The U-Wing being already a gunship, sort of like a troop transport. This seems to be more like a cargo ship. I really like the inspiration, of course. It seems like a simple build with the brick build technique, an X-Wing canopy. On top of that, there is a gunner turret in the back, so much more of a hybrid of a gunship and a transport ship. I like this one quite a bit for what it is. And this shot especially shows you how kind of like a inspiration from the Thunderbolt lighting from the World War II plane it takes with the connected wings in the back. And I really like that gunner position in the back. Really cool. As you can see, it has some cargo base at the bottom. You can transport a speeder bike in one of the cargo areas. It has all the functionality you need. It has a troop transportation design taken from U-Wing pretty much as well. There's Miss Sakura here as well. And here you can see all the angles you can possibly need to really appreciate that ship. Very good angling, simple design, but effective. I like your inspiration, and I like the outcome, most certainly. MBL Designs is coming up with an awesome, very relevant topic of the Razor Crest. Right now, you can see he took the official set, especially you can see by the canopy that he really was inspired by this one and made a really cool MOC. Especially I like the engine's design, and I think the accuracy is a bit higher in his design, especially the angles when it comes to the engines right here and the orange elements. Instead of stickers, he went for brick built orange. On the fuselage, you can see also some extra detail for the front cannons, and especially the detail for the landing gear, which makes this MOC, you know, much more enjoyable to look at. I still think the Razor Crest is a fantastic set, but you know, it lacks here and there. You can get some detailing here and there, which this MOC certainly delivers. We have a full scene on Tatooine. You can see the party. We have the Baby Yoda. We have all the guys with the Mando and IG-11 and everybody else. We have the Tusken Riders in the back because we're still on Tatooine. The Mandalorian Battle Pack, and also the kind of like drum set with Stormtrooper helmets. Really good design. I like the simplicity of it. I mean, Tatooine is not a planet that has a lot of foliage or environmental design going for it. It has just a lot of sand and just random structures. And you can see also the design for those engines. I really like the sleekness of it, and just it's kind of like a shorter version of the Razor Crest, but I like the simplicity and how slick it is with, you know, just a few studs here and there, just a few extra angles here and there. It just gives you that much more of a diecast model feel, if you will. And one more shot at the Tatooine scene. Certainly very well done job, MBL Designs. I like this design a lot, and I think it's a fantastic scene from the Mandalorian, for the most iconic ship we could get probably this season of LEGO. And just a quick shot of the comparison of the two, so you can tell where he did better. I like the lower profile of this design over the kind of a higher ship of the official LEGO set. And you know, just little things here and there make this that much enjoyable to look at. Thank you, MBL Designs, for your work. This is a fantastic one. I'm so glad I have it for the list on this week. By Deborah Higdon, we have the Buildings Blocked, or I would call it the sliding bookshelf. I think she even mentions it in the title. So what it is, it's a designer piece of furniture that looks like a normal kind of like an IKEA hanging lack cubicle bookshelf, but it can also be rearranged with a system of hinges into this. It's just, you can see the stop motion kind of making, switching the video, the little pictures here, but there's a video. Let me just play it for you. So look at this. I mean, just look at it. It's like, whoa! What is happening here? This is so great. I love it. I kind of want to have it as my piece of furniture here. Just glue the sets to the bottom, whatever, and just like, I don't know, rotate them to display. It's such a fun. Let me just play this again. It's so good. It's just that the motion, the smoothness of it. Just look at the just pure physics at works here. This is great. Like, whoever designed this, the OG piece of, is that even, I think that's an original piece of furniture. This is pretty fantastic. So thank you for the LEGO build for that one. I can't be more impressed, and it's just so clean. Like, the hinges are actually not real hinges, but those modified 1x2s with rounded corners. So the movement is not like obstructed by extra hinge pieces or anything like that. It's just a pure rotation among the studs, if you will. And that's fantastic. That's another design from her. So check it out. Of course, all the designers are linked in the description below if you want to check out their work. Give them a follow, give them some love. This is what this video is all about. Next one is more like a piece of art than LEGO. This is coming from ekovni Makko. I hope I pronounced your name right. But it's an Instagram user known for pretty awesome black themed kind of like spectral, I don't know what it is, art pieces. And this one is called a Griffix cub. It's a new creature, a mix of hawk and lynx with a touch of fantasy, as the subscription description states. And just look at this thing. It's basically a lynx cat from the depths of some other dimension for sure. It really is amazing. Let me see if I can zoom this out a bit for you. I mean, look at the brickwork here. He made a ton of elements to make sure his fur feels like, it kind of reminds me of those foxes from Crate. Remember those foxes from Crate from Star Wars? This kind of feels like the fur of that, kind of like a sharp, something you can probably cut your nail, like skin on if you try to pet it. I don't want to really pet that cool looking cat. It would be kind of dangerous, but still, it's pretty fantastic. I would highly recommend to check out this designer on Instagram, because not only he made this passing week, but he made a ton of other things. Like, check out that archer. This is really a piece of work, a piece of great work, to be frank. And he exclusively makes his creations in black, which makes this much more elegant, that much more fantastic, that much more worth a follow. So check it out. Links in the description below. For this next one, I have a really cute build coming from Soccer Kid 6. I like to find some really cool, small, intricate builds that do not use many pieces, but the outcome, the result is just amazing. This is the alnia cottage. I think that's coming from a more like a bigger theme of sorts of medieval based themes, and it's a simple little cottage somewhere in the woods with a little dragons to it. So awesome use of those pieces from the Jurassic World theme with the mini raptors. And just first things first, the roof is fantastic. That tree with those foliage pieces, it's a really cool design growing out of the house, it seems. It just like gives you this really cool contrasty scene. You have the tree on the right, the blue roof on the left, and the brown of the cottage just works together so well. And just the angles here, you can see the different angles for that little roof here on the side, and the higher roof just next to it, the angle is different. So it just makes this dynamic duo that makes this MOC that much enjoyable to look at. Really cool use for those ladder pieces for the windows, of sort of like a security system of sorts, and a really cool build for a forged door, if you will, with the big iron cast hinges and a door handle. So little small details like this, even the layered effect of the foliage beneath in that cool lime color beneath the cottage makes this, a simple MOC that you can probably, if you have the imagination like him, to make in a day or two, but the effect is so fantastic, and I just wanted to include it because it really strikes me how good you can, how amazing things can achieve with LEGO. So congrats on that one. And kind of within the theme that is Markus Rollbuehler, also a well-known designer, with Nicolas Caravan. Look at this thing, also colorfulness all over the place. The guy is that Frodo Baggins? Maybe, it seems like a hobbit to it, but really cool minifigure accompanying the whole scene. It is just so many colors. We have a rat behind some sort of like a jug. There's some cauldrons and some little things like those claws there, and a bunch of potions and whatnot. I like this candle with the Technic piece, that's pretty awesome, and so many good little things. There's a piece of cloth from the minifigure as an entryway to the little carriage, if you will, and the roof texture, with those slightly misplaced tiles in purple, just works so well for that little scene. And the design also for the doorway, the little windows on the side, just things like that. I'm a sucker for small builds like this, and I just cannot express enough how impressed I'm by people's imagination coming up with different colors and angles and create something like this so tiny that you want to like hug it and squeeze it and have it and just let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is probably one of the most made vehicles as of late when it comes to Star Wars, but we have another version of the LAAT, Low Altitude Attack Transport, Republic gunship, if you will. But this one is different. This one is different. I think the design is cool in a way, because it's kind of elongated, coming from Spencer Huber. Did I mention him? Of course I should have. Links in the description below. But this feels like a beefier version, kind of a longer. Maybe it's a camera angle he's using, but I feel it's much more sleek, more like a sports car vibe to it. Studless build, a full-on brick build. I like it. I actually like the sleekness of it. It's taking kind of a different approach than most of this MOCs of this ship, but I like the canopy use here. It's also kind of different. It looks cool. It might not be the most accurate ever, but it gives you a new flair to the ship. Like maybe it feels like somebody from anime creations would take the gunship and make it into anime ship, kind of. It feels like the angles were slightly modified here to achieve a bit of a different effect, and I like this approach. I think it's pretty awesome. You can see there is a mechanism for the doorway, the clone troopers hanging out there, preparing for battle. You can see the rocket pod at the top, and just overall sleekness of this one really speaks to me volumes. And I also like the presentation with the blaster fire from the TIE Fighters, the droid ships along it. Feels very complete. Here is the back of the design. You can see also all the angles that were achieved. Fantastic, especially angling here with the back section and how it works with the engines. He used some stickers as well from official sets. So yeah, that's a really well thought through project. And here it is in a pretty darn awesome hangar bay. The hangar bay is coming from JetBricks, I believe. He collaborated with the user named JetBricks. And I mean, just come on, look at that scene. This looks pretty darn awesome, and well, wow, I'm impressed So great approach on a very well-made ship, on a very known ship. A bit of a different, but I like to see how people approach, you know, a very set in stone designs and modify them to make their own. And this just works, in my opinion. So congratulations on a pretty awesome gunship. Grant Davis, you guys probably should know this guy. He's the one that collaborated on the Ideas pop-up book with Jason Aleman, and he's still, you know, in the community very much so as a great designer. And he made a popcorn machine that's, you know, you can feel it's a simple design with the popper and everything. It's pretty accurate. I mean, I worked myself in a theater for a while. I used to pop popcorn a lot back in the day. And the pieces he used for the popcorn are kind of like a mix of white flowers, and I think the lever pieces, just the bottom part of it, it just works well for the popcorn. And you know, the coolest thing about it, that it actually works. So here's a little animation from his link. So there's some mechanism inside that makes the thing move, and it actually looks like the popcorn is popping. You can almost feel the smell of it. It's like smell it when you're approaching the theater and you're about to go to a movie. Something I miss in the Corona times right now, if you will, but I can relate to it. It's a really good feeling, especially on a Star Wars night, don't you think? So thank you so much for bringing to the attention what we miss the most: the smell of the popcorn in a movie theater in front before the Star Wars movie. Andreas Lenander is bringing the awesome teleport on Epsilon 4. That's a sci-fi based build. I like to find these a lot because I'm a kind of a sucker for old school classic space, but also neo space. And what do we have here? Seems like an iteration of the LEGO Ideas power loader set. It's really cool, as you can see. I think he took a lot of inspiration from that. They're teleporting a goat. Okay, they like this guy's face. He's up to no good. I mean, that's kind of weird. Like, don't look at that goat that way, man. We have some guys here working on some equipment. I like the hoses overall. It reminds me a bit of GLaDOS from Portal. I don't know why, but there's this vibe to it. It's really cool. I love the design of the wedge pieces here for the teleporter piece of it. This really works wonders here. And then we have another goat, test subject, and this guy's face. Oh my, he chose like the best. I think that's Tony Stark's face from the Microfighters, if I remember correctly. He chose the perfect face for this guy, transporting a goat for the next test run of the teleporter. Very good job. I laughed a bit on this one, and just the design and the humor, you delivered, my friend. So thank you so much for that awesome build. This one is coming from Ido.K. Micro Ideas. Let me see how many you can spot real fast from that collage. So we have the mentioned previously, I believe, power loader. This one in sort of like a classic space base setting. We have the Caterham from LEGO Ideas. This one is the Mars rover, I believe. The fossils, dinosaurs fossils. We have the old fishing store, that Japanese sub, one of the first Kuso sets. The yellow submarine from the Beatles, the Tron, of course, in quite cool setting. We have Doctor Who, the TARDIS. We have Jason Aleman's Maze and DeLorean, and the last one is Steamboat Willie. So not all of them, but some of the most iconic ones for sure. I really like this one from you. So thank you so much for that trip down the memory lane of LEGO Ideas. Some of these are still one of my favorite sets ever made. So really awesome job. Tim Goddard is coming with the Galactic Explorer, and he remains one of my favorite neoclassic space builders because he just makes awesome job every time. Look at the modern design of the studless ship, one of the most iconic sets back in the day for sure. If you're old like me, you kind of remember these and you miss them dearly. But this one, yeah, keeps the classic space, of course, vibes, keeps the, actually updates the light bluish gray, and all the neon yellow canopies are there as well. All the awesome angling and everything. I mean, look at this thing. Look at it. It's so darn awesome. The underside is also a piece of work, but it has the function. Check out, let me play the video. Ooh, we have the actual landing gear, which is fantastic. So it's actually motorized. You can see it works pretty darn smooth. And man, he really delivered on this one. The cockpit is very well made as well. A lot of awesome design went into those chairs of the cockpit. Straight out taken from Nostromo, if you will. A lot of other consoles and whatnot. There's plenty of storage space. There's a blue, because red would be weird, coffee mug in there. Look at that greebling here. I mean, How did he get those pieces in blue? That is just fantastic, wow. And I'm just gonna gaze upon the icon of that ship. Overall, such a fantastic job, Tim. You always deliver, and you're always I'm such a big fan, man. Such a big fan. Alright, those are all the MOCs I wanted to talk about. A few MOCs that did not make the cut, but still are fantastic to check out. Links in below. There is the Polville MOCs, Dr. Hein Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Herb. We have Librarian Bot with his Drax's TARDIS. Jab Xap with a Family's Life MOC, a lot of artifacts and memorabilia from his family, I believe. Fantastic Jonas Cram with a set of room builds from his home. This is actually very inspiring when it comes to small builds, good one. Rui Miguel Anacleto coming with a Hyperspace Millennium Falcon, links below. And Lachlan Cameron coming with a full gallery of the Holden Torana A9X, which seems to be a beefed up Mustang in sort of like a Technic and Lego merge, which is just whoa. I don't know why it made the cut, but links below. Alright, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below which one was your favorite. You can also find, again, all the links to those designers below in the description of this video. Give them some love, give them some thumbs up, some likes, some love, and everything you want to do. And you can also like this video. Click the button below, subscription, bell button. You know how this works. It's a very important thing for me and for you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. It was Mike, and I hope to see you in the next episode of the coolest MOCs. Bye!